Welcome to Airborne Flight Training. Coming up on this week's episode, Delaware State University expands aviation program. Flight training aircraft damaged and destroyed in MKC gust NATO. Allegiant launches pilot pathway program. And I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Delaware State University expands aviation program. A new partnership is bringing helicopter training to Delaware State University's aviation program. Delaware State University President Tony Allen and Deputy Commanding General Amanda Azubuike of the U.S. Army's Cadet Command signed an agreement authorizing the service to pay U.S. Army ROTC Cadets flight lab fees incurred in the new helicopter training program. Fixed-wing aviation students' fees average $58,000. Rotary wing fees are considerably higher. Ergo, Azubuike opined that the Army's investment is well spent, stating, quote, "We hope that we are extending opportunities that lower-income cadets wouldn't otherwise have. So being connected to a historically black college or university, it's a population that we are trying to target that may not typically have the opportunity because flying is expensive," end quote. The helicopter in which DSU's Army ROTC cadets will train is a Gimbal Cabri G2, a French-made two-seat reciprocating-engined light helicopter produced by Marseille-based Helicopters Gimbal. Designed in the 1980s by former Eurocopter engineer Bruno Gimbal, the machine has served ably and contemporaneously in the roles of a general aviation training rotorcraft and the basis for unmanned aerial vehicles, such as Eurocopter's Orca 1200 and Airbus Helicopter's VSR 700. And after the break, Billy Nolen to step down from top FAA position.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
If it looks good, it usually flies good. The Bristol series of aircraft is proof of that. Furthering their legacy of safety and efficiency, Bristol is proud to feature the Rotax 915 IS Turbo in the current lineup of aircraft. The 915 IS Turbo power plant offers more power than ever before in a light sport aircraft. Learn more about Bristol at www.sportflyingusa.com.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Billy Nolen to step down from top FAA position. Acting FAA Administrator Billy Nolen announced in an intra-agency memo that he intends to leave his post within a period of time measurable in months. Mr. Nolen wrote, quote, "I have given everything to this agency, and now it's time to do the same for my family, who have sacrificed so much and supported me during my time at the FAA," end quote. Nolen's departure will exacerbate the paucity of stable leadership by which the FAA has been afflicted for over a year. Copa Airlines acquires 8 Diamond DA-40 NGs. Diamond Aircraft announced on April 21, 2023 that Panamanian flag carrier Copa Airlines has inked a firm order for 8 specimens of Diamond's jet fuel-powered DA-40 NG. Copa Airlines is Diamond's first customer in Panama. The DA-40 NG is powered by a liquid-cooled Austro-engine AE300 168 horsepower turbodiesel power plant capable of running on Jet A fuel. Aircraft Mechanic School opening in Kentucky. FEAM Aero has partnered with Epic Flight Academy to open a mechanic training facility in Hebron. With demand for ANPs and AMTs soaring, schools are posturing to capitalize on the need with well-placed training facilities. Hebron lies near the 7th largest cargo airport in North America, home to huge hubs for Amazon Air and DHL Express. The location will leverage the combination of FEAM and Epic to, quote, "launch mechanic students into their career in fuel cargo operations at the airport," end quote. General Aviation Awards to present at AirVenture 2023. The General Aviation Awards Board of Directors is set to meet to present its roster of recipients at this year's EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The team will hold a ceremony on Thursday, July 27, 2023 at the FAA Aviation Safety Center with an announcement by Acting FAA Administrator Billy Nolen. After his remarks at a Meet the Administrator event, the GAA Board will recognize its 2023 honorees: Robert Rasky, National Flight Instructor, William Ross, National Aviation Technician, and Dennis Miller, National Fast Team Representative. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Flight training aircraft damaged and destroyed in MKC gust NATO. On Thursday, April 20th, 2023, high gusty winds resultant of a passing storm destroyed 8 airplanes and damaged 3 others at Kansas City, Missouri's Charles B. Wheeler Downtown Airport. The entirety of the destroyed and damaged aircraft belonged to ATD Flight Systems, a flight school and 27-year MKC institution. To the subject of the stricken aircraft, Joe McBride of Kansas City Aviation stated, quote, "Aircraft wings are built aerodynamically for lift, so if you have heavy winds like we had early this morning around 5 a.m. or so, the wind gets underneath those aircrafts and then lifts them up and tosses them around," end quote. On the morning of the incident, the National Weather Service reported 32-mile-per-hour winds at MKC with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. National Weather Service personnel posited the airport had been struck by an atmospheric phenomenon known as a gustnado, a portmanteau of gust and tornado. While some of the affected aircraft were flipped wholly upside down, others were alternately impelled through airport perimeter fencing and hurled worryingly near an airport fuel storage tank. One particularly unlucky plane was lifted over a levee on the airport's south side, ascending intact but returning to Earth an agglomerate of twisted aluminum. And after these messages, Allegiant launches Pilot Pathway Program.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John Kay.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/rusty today for details.
Welcome back. Allegiant launches Pilot Pathway Program. On April 25, 2023, Allegiant Travel Company announced the launch of its Accelerate Pilot Pathway, a nascent initiative ostensibly benefiting university students pursuing pilot careers with major airlines. Allegiant is partnering with universities offering Part 141 flight training programs such as Purdue University, Kent State University, and Western Michigan University. Cadets enrolled in the program will be assigned an Allegiant mentor. By providing mentorship, conditional employment as an Allegiant First Officer, and assistance with regulatory credentials, Allegiant aspires to see its Accelerate Pilot Pathway program streamline newly minted aviators' transitions from academia to real-world flying in the employ of a Part 121 air carrier. Upon entering their senior collegiate years, students participating in Allegiant's Accelerate Pilot Pathway program may be hired on as cadets and provided conditional job offers as Allegiant First Officers. Cadets will enjoy Allegiant employee benefits such as past travel on Allegiant flights, participation in visits to Allegiant's headquarters in Las Vegas, and access to Allegiant's training centers. Whether or not they receive pay, health insurance, and retirement benefits remains unknown. Once cadets reach the FAA-prescribed number of flight hours and earn the requisite certifications and ratings, Allegiant will sponsor their attendance of an airline transport pilot certification course, upon completion of which cadets will join Allegiant as first officers. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching!